What is up, everybody? Welcome back to 9 to 5 Gamers. Happy New Year! This is the first video that I've done because of the new year. I was off for about a week, and so I just wanted to spend some intentional time with my family, with my wife, with my friends. We rented an Airbnb. We had a great time. It was really cool, so I enjoyed the time off that I had, and now that we're back, we're going to go ahead and start off with our Top 10 Tuesday, and we've got a lot of great content coming out this week, including we are picking out the winners for Ready, Set, Bet. So stay tuned. This week we'll be doing a video that is going to be announcing all the winners. There'll be one winner from my subscribers and one winner from my members. And as always, memberships are available. Please join those memberships. We're going to try to be doing a monthly giveaway for board games. Hopefully if we can get enough members to become members, we'll be able to afford it because I have been spending a lot of money on board games and I need to calm it down, but that's going to be another video. So what is today's top 10? Today's top 10 is going to be a little bit more sentimental because it's going to be my top 10 moments from 2023. And so I'm going to look back at 2023 and look back at my gaming moments. So when it comes to board gaming, I had an amazing time this year, and my top moments are going to be expressed through my art of storytelling. And so first one up, my number 10, is Dodo's Riding Dinosaurs. This has been my favorite experience, my top 10 favorite experience. It's my number 10, and it's because this game is just sensational when it comes to the memories that you create. I cannot tell you how many times I have played. Actually, I probably could tell you how many times I think it's probably around 7 plays of this year, I think. And so I've played this a lot this year. Just because, and every single time was memorable, but I remember playing it for the first time, and it was 6 of us at a table, not expecting much, but this game ended up being hilarious end to the night. We loved it so much when we were playing at a convention that we ended up playing it a second time when more people came, and we just had a blast. Dodo's Riding Dinosaurs is just one of my most favorite experiences of all time when it comes to board gaming, just because it's so fun flicking the bananas or tossing the feather and just, oh, I'm taking your place, now you were in first place, now you're in dead last, and the craziness of this game. Like, this is one of those games that's like, if people in your group are easily offended or get mad whenever they lose at a game or sore losers, don't play this game because there's some wackiness that can shift the game in somebody else's favor. But it was super fun. Everybody I played with had a great time playing it. That's why it's my number 10. And my number 9 most favorite experience was Bonanza. Bonanza is my number 9 on top 10 experiences for gaming this year because we were introduced to it at a con. I didn't want to play. I looked at it and I said, I don't want to play this game. What is this? Is that a banana? What am I looking at? Is that a pickle? And I didn't know what I was getting myself into. Then I remember seeing the thing on the top that said Uwe Rosenberg, and I was like, because it's Uwe, I will play this. And I remember playing this and just, we had the funnest time. Like, it was weird because you go to this convention and you expect to play all these like big top tier games and you're like, wow, this game was great. But it was like these small games that I wasn't even expecting to be that good ended up being my favorite experiences. Let me tell you something, Bonanza is just great. The only person that I've played this with that doesn't like it is my wife, and that is so disappointing because I love this game so much. Everybody I've introduced it to loves it. My nephew was so in love with this game that he asked for a copy for his birthday. Little did I know that I got this game for $5 at a board game store, not knowing how hard this game is actually to find. Like, it's not an easy game to find. I couldn't find it anywhere. And it's because it's from like 1993. I'm pretty sure they still produce it, but that game is great. It's a negotiation game, and you're negotiating with beans. When people ask me, what is the theme? I'm like, it's beans. Don't worry about it. It's just negotiation. It's like, hey, look, I got a blue bean. I got to get rid of this thing. Who wants it? I will. What are you going to give me in return? I'll give you a green bean. Fine, I'll give you 2 green beans for that blue bean, and you give that blue bean for the 2 green beans. And it's so much. It sounds horrible, but it is amazing. That's why it's my number 9. My number 8, my favorite moment from 2023 as far as gaming goes, was when we hit 10,000 subs, man. Like, that could have been number 1, obviously, because I'm so excited for that, but there was just so many other things that happened this year that I'm like, man, that was an exciting moment. There was some other ones that were like literally like brought tears to my eyes. But 10,000 subs was great, and that's why it's my number 8. Hitting 10,000 subs was such an amazing honor. It hasn't even been a full year since this channel started. The first video I ever did was at the end of January, beginning of February. So we're almost a year. Like, it's only a couple of weeks before we celebrate our 1-year anniversary. And I'm excited for that 1-year anniversary. But 10,000 subs was such a milestone. In 1 year, that is incredible growth. And it's all thanks to you guys. Thank you so much for subscribing. If this is your first time watching these videos, subscribe to it, man. I put a lot of content out, but it's like, I call it non-intrusive content because it's just doesn't get in your way. It's like 1 or 2 videos a week. That's my number 8. My number 7 is the all-famous Blood on the Clocktower. As far as game experiences go, the amount of stories that I could sit here and tell, but I won't. I'll spare you the details, but maybe we can talk about them in another video or something like that. Maybe I'll make it a member video, and if you become a member, you can see some of the stories of this. But man, there were some great moments, man, of just funny, like, oh my gosh, stand-up moments, like, we found who the demon is, and we gotta kill him, and bro, it was so great just playing this game so many times. I mean, every possible occasion, birthday parties, people were like, it's my birthday, I want to play Blood on the Clocktower, Jeremy, can you bring it? And I was like, absolutely, I will. We went on a cruise, and I brought it with me on a cruise, not in the whole box, I just brought the little pieces that I needed to like run the game. But I remember going on a cruise and playing it. We took the like, what's that little hall where you can like where people do like businesses or conferences? They have like a little conference room in the front of the ship, and we went in there and played Blood on the Clocktower because it was a big conference room with a bunch of chairs, and we played it there. Had a great time. Played it at a bunch of people's birthdays, bunch of parties, different things. And there was the famous argument between me and my friend when I accused him of cheating, because for some reason he always knows who the evil player is. Always. And I'm just like, it's so easy to know because you could just open your eyes when you're playing the game. You could just open your eyes, and I would hate to think that that was the case, but just, I mean, like, I would be like, all right, everybody open your eyes, and he would just stand up in front of the whole group and go, let me just tell you something. It's Allison, kill her, and the game is over. And he always gets it right, and I'm like, dude, either this guy has, like, he's got psychic abilities, or he's cheating. And so I was just like, man, are you cheating, bro? And he got so upset with me, and we just argued back and forth, but it was like fun to argue with him. I love arguing with him. He's my favorite person to argue with. But it was a great time, but we had such a good time playing this. I love Blood on the Clocktower, and I think Blood on the Clocktower loves me. I really do. All right. Next up, number 6, is all the friends that I made. So as far as experiences go, I think one of the best experiences has just been like all of the like friendships that I've made. When it came to, you know, like I met a couple of people. There are a couple of people that I've met this time around that I've been like, okay, but through those people, I've been able to meet a lot of great people. I was able to meet a lot of people, including Connor, Juan, my friend Ezekiel and his friend Naya. And through them, I met some other people that we play games with, and like, bro, the amount of like, and Vaughn from Dice Tower East, and just great people all around that I was just so like, man, and we still text and we talk, and I still meet up with some of these people. I know that for me, Vaughn is a little further out, so we haven't been able to meet up, but I really do want to get together with him again, so I think I'm going to see him in Dice Tower this year, and definitely going to play some games again. I'm looking forward to meeting up with him again, and just all the great people, and I'm really excited for this year to make some even more friends over board games, which is really, really cool, and I love that we still hang out. Number 5 is a friend of mine that I met this year, early this year, that he was a guy who did a board game garage sale, and I went to his garage to go buy some board games, and this man had like crazy board games galore, and just striking up a conversation with him and just being able to talk with him came to the point where it was just like I went there to go just buy board games from him, but we met up. and happen to meet up in different places at different times for whatever reason. I'm like, you know, or meet somebody once, it's like a coincidence. Meet somebody twice, it's like fate. And so I was just like, yo, we keep meeting up, man. When are we gonna hang out and play some games? And he graciously invited me to our home. I'm literally going to his house like right after recording this to go play some games. And that's my friend Joel, man. Like, Joel is so cool. He's one of the coolest guys I've met. I love his board game garage sales that he does. He also has his own little business where he sells these games. He actually is selling a ton of games, so if you want to check him out, I believe it's Jomo Titan Games. But I'll put a link in the description so you guys can see that. But check out his stuff if you live in Orlando and you're interested. Actually, you don't even have to. I think he ships it anywhere. But if you're interested in buying some games at some pretty good prices, man, he's got some great stuff. He even got a copy of like Icefarian Guard. He had a couple copies of like what was the name of that game that I really wanted? Oathsworn and other stuff like that. So anyways, it's really cool, man. I'm super excited to have met Joel and his wife and his son, and they're just great people, man. And they invite me to their house like it's nothing. I even got to work with him and help him sort out all the board games he bought so he could sell them. So it's really cool, man. I really cool people. I love hanging out with Joel. My number 4, another friend of mine that I met this year, and again, it's somebody that I just met. And my church was putting on like an Easter like outdoor event, and he got invited to come out and do like a board game little thing. And he said, I'm a traveling board game convention. Like, literally, that's what I do. You open up your facility, I come in and I do a board game event. You reach out to people in the community, it brings people in, and it's like, oh, it was really cool, man. And so got to meet him and his wife, and so that's my friend Daniel and his wife Kat. They do a business called Board Game Caravan, or the Gaming Caravan. I always call it Board Game Caravan. The Gaming Caravan, they put on these events, and like it's like every month they put on an event. The events are free, and they just introduce people to board gaming. They do miniature painting. They do what else do they do? Oh, they do D&D. Like Sherpas, like, I don't know if you know how that works, but basically there's like a person who will come and teach people how to play D&D, and people can have their first D&D experience. He's got his big collection of board games, and man, I just had a ton of fun hanging out, getting to know him, and we still hang out and we still play games together. That's why I love hanging out with Daniel. He is my main man. Check out his YouTube channel, Gaming Caravan. He has his own channel, and he does some videos there, and man, he's got some pretty rare games too, man. I'm actually hoping tonight I could play some Pokemon Splendor, which you can only get in Korea, but he got his hands on it, and I'm like, dude, I definitely want to play that. So that is my number 4. My number 3 is a game group that I hang out with called Dungeon Crawlers, and we call ourselves the Dungeon Crawlers. That's like our group chat name, but it's my friends Jacob and Allison. They are so clutch. Like, they will always come over my house anytime that I call them. I'm like, yo, game night? They're like, we're down. And they happen to be off on the same day, and it's a day that me and my wife, we get out and we will have like a weekly game night with them, and they're like my campaign group. So it's like, you ever wanted that group that you, it's like, man, I wish I had a consistent group of friends who would come over every week, once a week, to play campaign games and knock them out. This is my group. And so Allison and Jacob, they've been on the channel before. You could check out their top 10s of my games. They're kind of old now, and I'm pretty sure we've updated them by now. I need to get them back on the channel to update their top 10s. But one of the games we play together, we've been playing Gloomhaven together, but we also been playing Artisans of Splendid Vale, and we've been having a tremendous time, and the laughs and the jokes we share and the inside jokes. They're just like my best friends right now that I get to hang out with on a weekly basis. I know it's been kind of like off and on, some just during the holidays it's been kind of tough, but hopefully we can get that back and consistent again and finish off Artisans of Splendid Vale. We're pretty deep in now, but it's such a good game. I love that game, and I love that group. Love you guys. Thank you, Allison. Thank you, Jacob, for being our friends and for coming over the house whenever we want you guys to. My number 2 is literally, when it comes to gaming, literally my best friend in the whole wide world. Guy I never thought that I would get to know as well as I have, and he is literally my most consistent gaming group. because I would go over his house every single Monday. We both work together in the same place, and so we both have Monday off. And so almost every Monday, he would just have me to come over his house, and he's like, "What games do you need to get off your shelf of shame? Let's play those things, man. Let's get." And he's always been around, and I think I've had so many great moments with him. I got to go to a lot of conventions with him, and not only that, just going over his house. I love his family and kids and stuff, and he's just such a great person. And that's my friend David. I love David so much, and this year I think one of my favorite moments with him was that I feel like he adds so much to my life that I wanted to do something nice for him. So for like Christmas, birthday, it was like, hey, I haven't bought you a gift in a while, and the reason why is because I bought him the Dead Reckoning like all-in for Dead Reckoning. He had really wanted the game, and the game came back on Kickstarter, and he wasn't able to get it, and he's like, no, I just don't have the budget for that right now. So I was like, man, forget that, I'm gonna buy it. So I bought it for him, and I told him that I had picked it up and that we were gonna play together. I brought it into the office that day, and I put it down, and I was like, yo, take a look, David. And David opens it up, and he's like, wow, this is so cool. And then I was like, enjoy it, man, learn how to play, and then teach me. And then he was just like, oh, for real? He's like, you sure you want me to take it home? I was like, I mean, it's yours, so go ahead. And he was like, what do you mean? And it was just like one of those moments where like he was, you know, just so like, are you serious? Like, you're joking. Are you serious? Like, he was so shocked, and the look of just joy on his face, he was so appreciative of it. And to me, I was really touched by that moment. It just felt nice to do something for him because I love him so much, and I'm just like, bro, he deserves the world. And so that's my brother David, man. I love him. He's not my actual brother, but I just call him brother because, you know, he's like a brother to me. So enough sentimental. My number one, of course, number one is going to be gaming with my wife, obviously. But here's the thing. I know that's cheesy, and I know that that's going to be like, well, duh, obviously. If David is second, then his wife is obviously going to be first, obviously. So I've already talked to my wife about that. I was like, you're my number one, but I'm going to add in there going to Dice Tower East, man. Dice Tower East was crazy. That was my favorite gaming experience this year because, and guess who went with me? David. And guess who else went? Joel. And guess who else went? David and Vaughn and all those other people that I mentioned were there. And that's where I got to meet a lot of these people and play with them for the first time. We got to have lunch together and just get to know each other. It was so much fun. Like, Dice Tower was phenomenal. I really actually enjoyed that so much, and I can't wait to go back this year. Yo, if you've never been to a convention before, like, go to one. I know that there's one coming up. If you lived in, like, the Northeast, there's going to be one in, like, the New Jersey area, which is going to be the Level Up experience with, like, Daniel Radcliffe, and a couple of other people are going to be there. Board Game Garden, Jenna's going to be there, Professor Meg, and I think Devin will be there as well, from Devin Talks Tabletop. But if you live in the Southeast, you can go to Dice Tower East. There's Dice Tower West. There's a lot of great conventions out there. Find one and go. Like, it's so worth the experience, man. To just, if you love board games, you will absolutely love and enjoy your experience. So that was my favorite experience this year. I loved going to Dice Tower, and I cannot wait to go again this year. And that is my list. And now this list isn't ranked, so I'm not like ranking my friends on who's more important to me. But as far as like, this is more of just like a 10 things that I love this year. Not necessarily that they're in rank. Some of them are ranked, like the board games, like, you know, Bonanza. Bonanza's fun, but it wasn't as cool as David. You know what I mean? But I really just had a good time. I wish I could put all of these things at number one because honestly, that's how much fun I've had. But anyways, tell me in the comment section, what was your favorite gaming experience this year? Just give me one, because I know you probably got like 100 of them. But what was your favorite gaming experience? Describe it in the comment section, because I love reading your comments, man. Like, as soon as those comments come in, I see the notification on my phone, and I click on that comment, and I just read it, and I just, sometimes they make me laugh out, literally laugh out loud in the middle of like whatever it is I'm doing. So, comment section, let me know what was your favorite gaming experience of 2023. Those are mine. But who knows? Maybe I will get to meet you guys at Dice Tower. If you're going to Dice Tower East, I will be going this year. I tried to make it to Level Up Retreat. It's just way too expensive. That is like my dream, is just to like play a game with Alex Radcliffe from Board Game Co. But anyways, I'm just rambling at this point. Thank you guys for tuning in to this video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and check out memberships. See you guys later. Peace out.